A lot has happened in the last 3 weeks. I tore my life in South Africa apart, moved to England, built a desk, filmed a video, and appreciated the green views. Oh, and did I mention I bought a new motorcycle? Because I did. But with narrow lanes, strict speed limits, windy roads, and endless puddles, it sounded like the job for an MT-09. Now, that's definitely not everything the UK has to offer, but it is what I'll have to learn to contend with in the coming months. To be honest, if you'd told me it would take me more than a day to buy a bike when moving to the UK, I would have been very disappointed in myself. In fact, it took me a little over a week. Rookie numbers, I know, but the longest wait was for delivery. I have to say, I was absolutely blown away by the positive response and tremendous support after my moving to England video. And incredibly, there were far too many comments, Instagram messages, and emails to be able to respond to them all. But I did appreciate each and every message, because it kept me busy while waiting another week and a half before my new bike finally showed up in a van, on the wettest day I'd seen since I arrived. However, it's never a bad time for a bike delivery, especially 3 days before my birthday. The funny part is, this isn't even my first MT-09. Before my boisterous R1, you might remember my 3-month fling with a grey and blue MT-09. Although it was fun, it always felt like it was missing something. So what makes me think I'll be able to commit to this one for longer than 3 months? Well, mainly the suspension upgrades. But we'll go over the bike in just a minute. Thank you to the Ridge for sponsoring this video. The Ridge wallet is perfect for bikers. With the slogan "Carry less, live more," they share the same mindset as most bikers. The sleek industrial design, paired with a lifetime warranty, means you could buy this one wallet and carry it for life. Carry up to 12 cards and cash without taking up much needed space on a ride, and choose between over 30 styles, like this carbon fiber to fulfill all your carbon desires, or my favorite, aluminum navy. Revolutionize your pocket situation today by following the link in the description, or head to ridge.com/chaos10 and use code chaos10 to get 10% off your order. The day after delivery, although still drenched, the rain eased long enough for me to pull the bike out of the garage and remove those sexy soft panniers. They're definitely not at the top of my mods list, but I'm sure that at some point they might come in handy for camera gear. But until that day comes, I can't stand the look of them, or their clever but hideous support brackets. And with all that out of the way, it was time for my very first ride in the UK. So I'm not going very far. I'm just going down to the little forestry where I filmed last week's intro because I just want to ride. To be honest, I don't really know where many of these roads go. I've gotten a bit better since I arrived, but every hedge still pretty much looks the same. Well, this is it. My purple 2015 Yamaha MT-09 with 7,000 miles under its belt and a whole host of upgrades that I could never justify doing myself. You might not appreciate the bought not built aspect of this bike, but the way I see it is that it's now the perfect platform to work off of, and how it should have been straight out of the factory. At this point, you might be wondering why I keep calling it purple, because it does look predominantly black. And that's exactly the problem. It is indeed purple, but in different types of light, it can swing from the hideous purple to a dull black, and occasionally even all the way to a frustrating brown. I will admit it took a lot of consideration before committing to this color. But the good news is that it's just the tank and front mudguard that are this color, meaning it's definitely not going to stick around. I already have a few ideas of what I want to do with it, but let me know what approach you think we should take to get this bike to stand out a bit more and lose its purple complexion. It also has this little screen on it that says MT-09, which I could take or leave. It also has this tacky little front mudguard extension, and although it might be useful in the weather around here, it won't be sticking around for long. Steel braided hoses that definitely need replacing with a more exciting color. Something I don't have much experience with, a massive yellow number plate that is skew for some reason, and don't forget the repulsive reflector. But I'm pretty sure we could clean this area up a bit. Strange little indicators that are fun to flick and do an entertaining little animation. Mirrors that need to go, RNG frame sliders, and GB Racing engine covers, which I do like the look of and could come in handy when navigating my new gravel driveway, which is most definitely not suited to bikes. But the main attraction starts back here, the Akrapovic Racing Line titanium exhaust. It's not the loudest, but its looks are growing on me day by day, and there is a DB killer that will probably make its way out soon. The headers need some attention, and it will never let you forget that it's for an MT-09 with 3 cylinders. And a bit further up we have this, an Öhlins shock absorber which completely transforms this bike. The biggest gripe for MT-09 owners is the suspension. It's one of the reasons I disliked my grey MT-09 so much. And although this isn't the fanciest Öhlins on offer, it is far stiffer and has a lot more much needed adjustment, resulting in pivoting under acceleration instead of squatting, which is a lot more entertaining. The feeling in the front is transformed too with these Adriani cartridge kits. This means the fork leg itself remains the same, while the internals are swapped out for higher end pistons and springs, with more adjustability and most importantly, these gorgeous fork caps. It wasn't the cleanest bike when I got it, especially in this color, it just looks dirty to me. But after this, it's gonna be filthy. You might think this bike has a lot done to it, and you'd be right. But I already have a pile of mods waiting for it, and that's the beauty of these bikes. There has also been a lot to learn about being a biker in a new country, and I've barely scratched the surface. Thankfully, I'm used to riding on the left-hand side of the road, but you don't realize how much you learn about what you can and can't do when growing up in a country. I did buy a tinted visor, and this is my first ride and the clear one's already on, because you guys have all scared me for the cops and tinted visor laws, and it's dark and rainy, so that's pretty disappointing. I knew exactly what boundaries I could push in South Africa, from number plate size and mounting locations, where I could and couldn't speed, how loud my exhaust could be, and of course, tinted visor rules. And suddenly, all of that information needs to be relearned for my new environment. Not to mention my first time ever pumping my own petrol. And that is exactly what will make this journey so much fun. And hopefully my new MT-09 can help me figure all those things out while still being a bit of naughty fun. Should we see if we can spin it? Easy peasy. Subscribe so that my next video is delivered to your feed and you can see what comes next with the MT-09 while learning the ropes of my new country. And I'll see you on the next ride.